Hello everyone and welcome to another video check-in from me. This is another check-in for the pandemic. I haven't done one of these for almost a month now, and I've given up the weekly book chats. I'm still reading some, but I'm busy at work and I've got some new directions going on in my life, so I'm not doing the weekly book chats, but I did want to come bring you this update. Um, we're almost 7 months into the isolation period. Um, and so it continues. It's not a novelty anymore. It's just about getting through it, doing what we need to do. And everybody here is still healthy, thank God. Um, it's crazy. We're all kind of stir crazy right now. I'm still working remotely um, for Cerritos College. And in case you hadn't heard the latest updates, they had a board meeting at the end of September and decided then that we would also be remote all spring, next spring into 2021, which means that most of us won't make it back to campus until at least the middle of next year. So if you're a non-essential employee, you'll be working remotely till the middle of next year. If you're an essential employee, but you have a pre-existing health condition or risk factors, you have the option to continue to work remotely. Um, I imagine that they're going to make another determination for 2021 sometime in December before we go out for winter break. But who knows? As far as things go at home, um, they haven't made any determinations for us here, so we continue with the vitals monitoring every every 4 hours during the day, 5 times a day. They give us the night hours overnight off, but we still monitor. And that's what we're doing. We're getting groceries delivered once a month by our administrators, and the the visitation is limited to essential personnel only. We can leave the house for essential medical procedures only, which means that a lot of elective stuff has been canceled. We all got our flu shots this last month. I went out and got mine, and I made a video. The last pandemic pep talk talked about that. Um, but other than that, we just continue on. And I wanted to bring you also some new reading that I did. So let me share my screen at this time. Let me also first open up the file where there won't be anything to share with you. I did read a book over the period that I've talked about. Only one that I've finished recently that I wanted to share with you. And as you might have expected, it's another biography. This book is called From Islam to Christ. You're about to see it on screen. From Islam to Christ, One Woman's Path Through the Riddles of God by Derya Little. Derya was raised in Turkey. She grew up as a Muslim. She spent some time in other parts of the Middle East and Europe. She went from Turkey. She studied in England. She studied political science there in England. And she has a PhD in, I think, politics from Durham University in England. But she talks candidly in this book about how, as a young person, she became disillusioned with Islam. And much like another person that I referenced, Ayan Hirsi Ali, she looked at Muhammad's life and became disillusioned with the man Muhammad, and she read a lot of Muslim theology and discovered how inconsistent she thought it was with what she wanted to follow. And Christians were sort of strategically dropped into her life at various points. They don't have, um, Turkey is not as repressive a country um, when Derya was living there, much due to the secular reforms of the dictator who, while keeping the Muslim uh, social rules and a lot of the cultural practices, um, secularized much of the actual influence in society. So women can drive. Um, they Western clothing is encouraged. Um, Outsiders are frowned upon, especially outside Christian influences are frowned upon. And actually, the missionaries that she met, you never refer to them as missionaries, you refer to them as workers, which is an interesting um, cultural sort of trait there. But she talks candidly about several of the interactions that she had with Christians who showed her what Christian family and Christian witness was supposed to be. And she began to see how inconsistent that was with who she was and what she had seen as a person. Certain aspects of this book really resonated with me. She talks about family, she talks about how dysfunctional her family was, and how, because of that, she really didn't have a proper understanding of what family was supposed to be. And it was hard for her for a long time to sort of embrace Catholicism, because she spent quite a long time after she became a Christian in her 20s. Um, she spent quite a long time in Protestant Christianity. And then she undertook a study of Roman Catholicism due to the influence of her husband, and studied Reformationists like Martin Luther, and again became disconcerted with who they were as people and the theology that they held. And she really resonated with um, the theology that she read from the early Catholic fathers and some of the Catholic thinkers after that. And she does a good job in this book of describing that journey to you, and how she overcame some of her prejudices actually toward Catholicism and toward God, essentially. So I would recommend this book, especially if you have an interest in Islam, if you have an interest in Roman Catholicism, and seeing it from sort of multiple perspectives. I think the interesting aspect to this book is that you get Derya Little's perspective on Islam from a former Muslim point of view. So somebody who grew up in Islam, somebody who then decided to leave Islam, was an atheist for a period of time, then went into Protestant Christianity for, I think, 10 years or so, and then um, decided to become a practicing Catholic. So you have a very multi-dimensional sort of faith journey here, wherein, say, Ayaan Hirsi Ali's book, um, you have the Muslim who looks at Islam and then rejects Islam and becomes sort of an advocate and is essentially, by her own definition, an atheist. Um, so this is the first book that I've read that kind of takes on so many perspectives and puts them together very well. Um, I would recommend it, like I said, and I hope that it's one of the things that in your journey through this new period in our lives, you might consider. It might bolster your spirit and give you something to think about. Some of the other things that I've been doing recently, I've been practicing my Spanish with Duolingo, which is a website that helps you practice languages. So it gives you, it's not going to make you completely fluent by the end of the course, but it does foster a basic grasp of vocabulary, some basic grammar structures, and a lot of basic sentences with some opportunities for listening and limited opportunities for reading and speaking. So I'm working on that. And I'm also continuing to do my regular work. So I think that's about it for now. Our registration comes up later this month in October. Um, we start registering for the fall, and we're just holding out for something different, something better than this. And I'm personally trying to sort of um, shelter myself from some of the theatrics and some of the rhetoric that's being thrown around right now with all of the issues that are out there. So just hold tight, folks. Hold to the ship. Keep doing something good and keep that healthy mental diet going that we talked about in the last video. I hope you get something out of this video. I enjoyed seeing you, even if it was only virtually. I hope you're well, and I hope you're being productive. Be well, stay healthy, and I'll talk to you later. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.